Good evening to all of you, and thank you for joining us on 13 Plus a little bit earlier today, but we're going to get right into it. Well, getting the job done on horseback in the rugged terrain in southern Arizona. Tucson Sector's Horse Patrol Unit with the U.S. Border Patrol is a staple in the country's security. In this week's 13 Crime Files, we rode alongside the agents who on a daily basis ensure the nooks and crannies of these harsh deserts remain safe. Since 1924, the U.S. Border Patrol has used horses in its mission to keep the country safe. Patrolling on horseback allows agents to respond quickly to unlawful activity in some of the harshest desert terrain. Tucson's sector has 63 agents assigned with more than 100 horses ready to ride. And I got to saddle up for a morning on the job with them. For the first shift, these agents tack up around 6 a.m. and head out into the field for their shift. They flex their shifts during the summer especially, so the agents offer 24/7 coverage.
So with steep elevation changes, harsh, inhospitable terrain of the Sonoran Desert, being horseback allows the agent to save their own breath or save their own sweat getting on top of mountains and saddles in order to interdict migrant groups.
Camera systems are incredibly helpful, signaling to agents where they need to ride.
And the camera will have visual of the smuggling groups, and our guys will respond to it. They'll unload in a canyon or on top of a ridgeline and ride into the area and encounter any illicit traffic that's going on.
The bond between the agent and the horse has to be built and the trust maintained.
I have to see and match the rider to the horse, making sure they're bonding, they're working together. The horse is actually doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's not getting bothered by the agent. And at the same time, the agent is trusting the horse. It's super important to be safe.
While these agents remain incredibly busy, I'm told they have seen a shift.
Since the presidential proclamation and interim guidance on asylum, we've seen our numbers drop exponentially. Which means these horse patrol agents can go back out into the mountains and patrol. In say December, our numbers in Tucson sector, we were averaging 3,000 to 3,500 apprehensions a day, whereas now we're apprehending about 400 migrants a day.
No matter the numbers or dangers, these agents give the job their all.
The camaraderie that we get here is different. Just to be in a horse patrol unit, you have to be self-motivated. It's just for all the work that you have to do.
A bad day on a horse is better than a good day anywhere else.
And to our next story for this evening, a very relevant topic. We all see hurricane damage, and you may want to help with some of the disaster relief currently. But there are concerns about phony charities using deep fakes to trick people out of their money. Susan Campbell shows us how you can donate safely.
Scroll through social media, you'll see images that pull at your heartstrings. You click on them and maybe even decide to send a donation to help with relief efforts. Well, now scammers could have your money and your personal information. Here's a family looking at storm destruction. It's distressing. And it's not real. It took me about 3 minutes to create this free AI image. One prompt gave me a few options to work with. And if I can do this, imagine what a scammer could create to prey on your sympathy for storm victims.
It's become very problematic and taken away from sort of the reality of what's going on.
Ross Majeski is a computer scientist and the director of the School of Computing and Augmented Intelligence at ASU. He says spotting a fake is getting tougher to do.
What we want to look for is, are these images coming from a trusted source like the Associated Press or other places? And if it's just shared on social media from a random user, you probably want to see if you can backtrack through some other channels, because it's become so hard now to tell the difference between real and fake.
When you see real victims who you want to help, make sure you do it safely. It's okay to be skeptical of anyone soliciting donations on social media, over the phone, or even door to door. The Department of Justice says you should never click on links in unsolicited emails or text messages. Beware of organizations with copycat names that are similar to legitimate charities, and avoid making donations in cash or via a money transfer service. Sites like charitynavigator.org can help too.
Right now, we have two what we call Where to Give Now lists for both Hurricane Helene and Hurricane Milton. And on those lists are organizations that are confirmed, highly rated organizations that you can feel confident giving to, that our analyst team have worked with to confirm that they're on the ground, they're helping out, and they're making an impact.
Charity Navigator says a couple other big red flags of a fraudulent charity. The person asking for money can't explain the charity's mission or how that money will be used, and they can't give you their EIN tax ID number. I'm Susan Campbell.
Well, friends, we will leave you with a live look. Look at that gorgeous sky. You see those stars out there. Hope you were having a great evening, and will join us for 13 News Live at 9 and 10 for more of your news and weather headlines. But until then, we'll see you later.